Nash in the pivot. Deacon will be at a forward with Conley. Ishmael and Mobley are the guards. Moving in is Andrews to jump with Nash. The tap. Conley hustles and gets it for Kentucky. Down deep in backcourt. Over to Mobley on the Alabama free throw line, and Kentucky swings to the attack. Mobley in front court hits Deacon on the left. Back to Ishmael, right side, Nash. Back to Ishmael, left side Deacon, and back to Ish. Right side, Nash. Outside to Ish, and back to Nash on the right. Down the right corner to Mobley. Out to Ishmael from 20 feet. Missed it. On the rebound, Mobley knocks it out to Deacon, who takes it on the left side. Nash in the corner. He shoots from there, no good. On the rebound, Conley of Kentucky in the right corner. Pulls up, hooks one outside to Nash. Breaks to the left, behind his back to Deacon, and he lost the ball. Alabama takes over as Berry comes up with possession, moves in front court. Though Kentucky does not score the first trip down court, it's out to Hickey. Alabama is spreading it out now. Kentucky is man-to-man. Here it is over to Hickey. He moves to the left. Mobley goes with him and fouls him as he goes down the 3-second zone. Mobley draws the first personal foul of the game. And on the line is Bob Hickey for the Crimson Tide. He's hitting 66.7 from the free throw line, gets 2 shots. The game is scoreless. We have played 51 seconds. The shot's good by Hickey, and Alabama leads 1-0. Hickey with a second shot, feet close together, pumps it up, good. So Alabama goes ahead 2-0 on the first trip down court with a personal foul against Mobley. Ishmael back over the timeline for the Kentucky Wildcats. Hits Deacon on the left. Out to Mobley. Kentucky a bit bewildered now. Their offense is not clicking. Off the left to Deacon to Ishmael. Back to Deacon to Mobley. Nash in the pivot. Deacon gives left side. Ishmael in the corner gives back to Deacon. Fakes the shot. Gets it over to Conley. He's open from 15 and missed it. On the rebound, it's picked off by Ishmael. Out to Deacon, deep to Mobley. Right side, Nash, a 15-footer, no good. Tapped up by Deacon, no good. Alabama's got it. Andrews comes off with it. Passes over to Hickey, drives in front court to the free throw line, runs over Mobley, and it's offensive charging by Hickey of Alabama. His first foul, and it gives the first foul against Alabama. It is Alabama 2-0. Kentucky is unable to hit from the outside. Alabama's in a 1-2-2 zone. Here's Mobley in front court to Ishmael. Back to Mobley. Fakes to the right. Backs away from the zone and gives to Ishmael. Left side Deacon. He gets the 20-footer. No good. On the rebound, Alabama. As it's picked out by Howland. And Kentucky cannot hit from the outside. Hickey up in the front court. Kentucky is man-to-man tonight, abandoning the 1-3-1 zone. What'll be the result? It's down to Howland on the left side into the pivot. Juggled for a moment by Berry. A turnarounder. Good. Charlie Perry gets the first field goal of the game after 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And Alabama leads 4-0 in front court. Cotton Nash goes to the right corner. Back outside to Ishmael and back to Nash. Back to Ishmael. 25-foot set. No good. On the rebound, Alabama, as it is pulled off by Andrews. Kentucky unable to hit tonight. And Alabama taking a 4-0 lead. Berry gives to the pivot Andrews on Deacon. 1-1 at the free throw line. Here's Andrews hooking too high on the boards. Nash for the Kentucky rebound. And Alabama, for the first time, fails to score on an offensive trip. In front court, Nash, double team, hooks it out to Mobley. Mobley, left side, Ishmael. Outside, Mobley, a 25-footer, no good. Conley with a rebound. And a foul against him for pushing. Kentucky has committed 2 personal fouls, Conley and Mobley, and there will be a free throw coming to Alabama. 1 shot, and it'll be J.W. Berry, who is hitting 80% of his free throws. Alabama has not missed a free throw. They lead by 4-0 after 2:51 of play. So Berry has the ball and lets the one-hander go good. Alabama leading 5-0. Kentucky very slow in hitting. Out of bounds as Alabama Berry knocks it away from Cotton Nash. Mobley here down deep on the right side gives a pass to Ishmael. Left side to Deacon. Outside to Ishmael, back to Deacon. In the middle to Conley. A bad pass by Deacon, and Alabama's got it as Berry cuts it off. Up in the front court, it goes over to Hickey. To the left side, Berry. To Perry, a hook, no good. On the rebound, Andrews got it. Andrews' first field goal, and Alabama leads 7-0. It is timeout, Kentucky. That's the first timeout of the game. And the Alabama Crimson Tide fans really whoop it up as Kentucky, unable to hit anything from the outside, falls behind 7-0 here at 16:38. When you stop for gasoline at a Standard Oil station, you need not pay for power your car can't use, as Standard Oil dealers offer you your choice of 3 fine gasolines: Crown, Crown Extra, and Super Crown Extra. Whatever your car's gasoline requirements, there's a Standard Oil gasoline that will fill the bill with maximum satisfaction and economy. A reminder that your Standard Oil dealer invites you to be with us at 3:15 Eastern Time Saturday afternoon from Knoxville, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Elsewhere in the league tonight, at the half, Georgia 40, Vandy 29, and at the half, Florida 41, Georgia Tech 40. Alabama leading 7-0, 16:38 here in the first half at Tuscaloosa as Kentucky goes back to the attack with no change in the lineup. The Alabama zone has them shooting from the outside, and they cannot hit. They're up in the front court now. Deacon on the left, hooks to Ishmael on the baseline. He lost it. Alabama walks with it, though, as the interception by Bambi Howland caught him off balance. To the left of the basket, over the baseline, Ishmael will put it in play. Deep pass to Conley. Left side to Deacon. Outside to Mobley. Nash goes to the pivot. Right side to Ishmael. Out front to Deacon. Left side Conley fakes the shot, gives to Ishmael, goes to the free throw line. They triple team him. It's out to Deacon. Left side Conley to Deacon from the left side. No good. On the rebound, Ishmael at the free throw line picks it up and moves back with it. Over to Mobley. Kentucky not getting any shots inside 15 feet. Ishmael from 20 got it. And that's the first Kentucky point after 4 minutes, 4 seconds. Ishmael breaks the scoring ice and cuts the Alabama lead to 5 at 7-2. Hickey is up in the front court against Mobley. Kentucky is still man-to-man defensively. Here's Andrews at the free throw line to the right side. He gives to Howland in the pivot, and outside it from the corner it comes deep now to the front line. Hickey to the pivot. Here's Ferry with a shot. Good. Ferry's first field goal, third point, and Alabama leads 9-2. Terry Mobley back for the Kentucky Wildcats over the timeline. Gives to Deacon on the left. Out to Ishmael, back to Deacon, and the pivot to Nash from 10 feet. No good. On the rebound, Alabama had a man breaking wide open. They just now get it to him to the right of the basket, and it's taken away by Deacon of Kentucky. Just as Berry got the ball, Deacon took it away. To Ishmael in front court. Kentucky down by 7 points for the second time. To the left side, Deacon. Hit in the face, but nothing called. A bad pass to Nash. Deacon tries, can't get to it. It's loose. Picked up by Nash. Deacon had his hands over his eyes then after being hit in the face. Seems to be okay now. Here's Nash from 25. No good. Andrews of Alabama's got it. They again had Berry wide open, and they just now get it to him, and he lays it in. Alabama storms ahead 11-2. And now the crowd standing on their feet. Up in the front court, Ishmael swings to the right side. Gets it over to Mobley. To Deacon. To Conley in the left. The shot. No good. Nash, no good with a tap. Alabama rebounding. Hickey pulls it off. Hit by Deacon. Up in the front court. Setting it up now. Deacon almost fouled him. Here's Hickey setting it up to the pivot. Andrews on Deacon. He goes 1-1 and lays it in. Goal counts, and Deacon fouled him. Alabama 13-2. And a free throw coming. The shooter will be Bob Andrews. Trying to make a three-point trip now. It's good. Alabama 14, Kentucky 2. And the Kentucky man-to-man defense is in total collapse at the end of 6 minutes of play. Alabama wearing them out. Nash from the right. Got it. Nash gets his first point. And it's 14-4 Alabama. Man, Alabama wearing this man-to-man defense out. Up in the front court, Howland gives, and Berry shoots good from the top of the slot. Perry makes it 16-4. Mobley comes up the back court for Kentucky. They're down by 12 points to Ishmael, to Mobley. Over to Ishmael, back to Mobley. Kentucky is rattled now. The offense not going. Deacon in the corner to Ishmael. Out to Deacon, back to Mobley. Backing away, gives to Conley. Outside Deacon from 25. Good. Now Kentucky begins to hit from the outside, and that's where they'll have to hit against this Alabama zone, which has kept them all the way out from 20 feet over. Here's Hickey up in the front court for the Tide now. Batted in back court. It's stolen by Ishmael of Kentucky. With Mobley, he goes 2-2 to the left corner. To Deacon from the free throw line. Good. As Deacon becomes Kentucky's top man with 2 field goals, it's 16-8. And Kentucky gets back to within 8 points. For Alabama, here's Charlie Perry up over the timeline against Ishmael. Kentucky still man-to-man. They have Deacon into the pivot, and Andrews takes him right to the baseline and hooks it up. No good, but Deacon fouled him. The second foul on Deacon is the fourth on Kentucky. Alabama seems to be thriving on Kentucky's man-to-man defense. They have taken Deacon to the pivot. They hit the center, and he takes off for the basket. Andrews gets 2 shots. Alabama has not yet missed a free throw. Andrews is hitting 70%. The shot, no good. First one he's missed. Alabama leading 16-8. 12 minutes, 39 seconds here in the first half at Tuscaloosa. Andrews with 3 points to his credit. Shooting the second shot, good. Alabama 17-8. Ishmael to Mobley. Kentucky has never been able to catch up since falling behind 7-0. Ishmael to the left side, Deacon. The only Wildcat hitting to Mobley. Nash on the right. Breaks to the baseline, and he's immediately hit by Howland of Alabama, drawing his first foul. That's the second on the Tide. 12:28 left in the first half. Nash will get 1 shot.
Number 44, Cotton Nash up the line.
For the first time since they went to their 1-3-1 zone, Kentucky tonight has abandoned it. Nash hits the free throw, his 3rd point, cuts the lead to 17-9. Kentucky for the second time is within 8 points. Back up in the front court, Charlie Perry gives a high one to pivot Andrews. A hook, good, from 10 feet. Andrews back Deacon to within about 10 feet of the basket, came back with a hook shot. Deacon's favorite offensive weapon. 19-9 Alabama. Mobley to Ishmael from 20 feet. No good. On a rebound, Andrews of Alabama. To Hickey. To Perry. And the Tide attacks. On the left side, it goes to Berry, and out of bounds as Conley bats it away. Berry on the left side gives to Andrews on the pivot. He gives outside to Berry from 25. No good, short. Nash rebounds for Kentucky. Up in the front court for the Cats to the free throw line. Nash shooting, no good, with a foul on Alabama. Moving in, Perry hit him with a hip and drew his first foul. That's the 3rd on Alabama. 11 minutes, 41 seconds in the first half. Alabama 19-9 on Kentucky. Nash goes to the Kentucky free throw line. He has got 2 chances. Nash came into the game hitting 77.6%. First shot good. Nash has 4. Deacon has 4. Ishmael has 2. Mobley and Conley are scoreless. Nash, second shot, no good. Alabama rebound. Andrews to Hickey. 19-10 for the Tide. In front court, Bob Hickey moves to the left side on Mobley. Passes out front to Perry. Down the pivot to Andrews. Faces Deacon, who takes it away from him, but not quickly enough for a jump to be called. Andrews down on one knee, gets it in the center court jump circle to Perry. Down the right side, she goes to Berry. In the pivot to Hickey against Deacon this time. Deacon tries to fake a foul. The shot hits the underside of the backboard. Kentucky wants it out of bounds, and it does finally go on out of bounds to Kentucky. Ishmael will put it in play. Gives to Terry Mobley. Kentucky is down by 9 points. In front court, Mobley to Ishmael and back to Mobley. To the left side, Deacon to Conley in the corner. He drives the baseline on Andrews and is fouled as he misses the shot. It's against Andrews of Alabama. Andrews' first foul. That's 4 on the Crimson Tide. Clock stops at 10:56 here in the first half at Tuscaloosa. Larry Conley will get 2 shots, hitting 72% of his free throws. He hasn't scored tonight. Kentucky is down by 9 points at 19-10. Conley's first free throw, good. Kentucky back within 8 points. They've never been able to get closer. Conley has it, sights the one-hand shot, no good. Alabama rebounds as Perry takes it off. He gives it over to Hickey. Kentucky has missed 2 of its last 3 free throw attempts. Up in the front court, Charlie Berry. Down the right side to Perry. A hook, no good. Into the side of the backboards, and Andrews of Alabama knocks it out of bounds. Goes right into Kentucky football coach Charlie Bradshaw's lap. Ishmael moving up the backcourt over the timeline to Deacon on the left. Back to Ishmael. A bad pass, and Alabama's Hickey steals it. Deacon hit Ishmael in the chest with a pass too hard to handle as Ishmael drove by. So Alabama gets a chance to fatten its 8-point lead. Nash steals an intended pass to Hickey of Alabama and moves up in the front court for the Wildcats. Pulls up 20 feet away, gives a bad pass to Deacon, pulls out and shoots wildly on the boards, no good. Conley with a rebound, got it. Beautiful play by Conley, and he's fouled by Howland of Alabama. The goal will count by Conley. That's his first foul. Howland is his second personal, and Alabama wants a timeout, the first of the game by the Tide, as their lead has been cut to 6 points with 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Conley's field goal is his first of the game and 3rd point. Deacon has 4, Nash has 4, Ishmael has 2. For Alabama, their top man with 6 is Andrews. Berry has 5. Perry has 4, and Hickey has 2. Howland is scoreless. Alabama broke ahead 7-0 before Kentucky called a timeout at 16:38. Then the Wildcats had slow scoring getting to go and finally fell behind 12 points when Berry hit with a score 16-4 in favor of Alabama. Kentucky has never been able to get closer than 8 until just now when Conley, getting the ball under the basket, hooked one back over his shoulder and in to cut it to 6 points, 19-13. And on the foul by Howland, will have an opportunity to reduce it to 5 points. Kentucky, unable to hit in the early going, has been able to get nothing closer. They've only had 1 shot in less than 15 feet of the basket, and Alabama has been tremendously strong on Kentucky's boards. No offensive rebounds for Kentucky so far, as Alabama has had the zone pushed back in under the basket beautifully. Kentucky has been man-to-man all the way so far. Conley is back and ready to go. He has hit 1 and missed 1 so far tonight. Kentucky as a team has hit 3 out of 5. Conley's ready, and the shot, good. So a 3-point trip by Larry Conley cuts the Alabama lead to 5, 19-14. Here's Charlie Perry up in the front court for the Tide. Bounce pass, long one to Berry on the left side against Conley to the baseline. Gives to Andrews in the corner against Nash. Kentucky still man-to-man. Back to the basket, Andrews, picked up by Nash, gives to Howland. At the free throw line, gets away from Deacon and misses a jump shot. On the rebound, Ishmael of Kentucky. Deacon was breaking, but Howland cut him off. Up to Conley to Ishmael of Kentucky, setting it up. Left side, Mobley. Back to Ishmael. Right side, Conley. Outside, Mobley. Straight away, 25. He backs deeper and sets up the attack. To the left side, Deacon. Left side, Ishmael, and back to Deacon out front to Conley. Conley moves to the left, backs away, gives it right side, Mobley. A big, important trip now for Kentucky. Nash has it to the right. Out to Ishmael. Fakes to shoot from 25. Gives it to Mobley, who does from 25. No good. On the rebound, Mobley taps to Conley to Ishmael. And from 18 feet, no good. Andrews rebound, or rather Howland rebound for Alabama. So Kentucky had 2 chances to cut that Alabama lead of 5 and failed to do it. Bob Hickey in front court now for Alabama. Works 1-1 on Mobley. Left side to Andrews. Driving Berry. Hawk short. Conley of Kentucky's got the rebound. The Cats are running. 3-2. Conley free throw line. Left side Deacon, and the shot too high on the board. Out of bounds. Alabama opposite Deacon. Alabama leading by 5 points. Kentucky has attacked 3 times without scoring. 8:45 in the first half. Up in the front court now. Hickey of Alabama swings to the left side, deals one down the side to J.W. Berry. Back to the basket against Conley. Berry hooks to Andrews, facing Nash on the top of the slot. Bounce pass knocked down by Conley, picked up by Ishmael. Beautiful play by Conley. 2-2 with Deacon. Ishmael doesn't want it. Over to Mobley, out to Nash from 20 feet. Missed it. Andrews of Alabama clears. And 4 straight trips without a point for Kentucky, down by 5. Up in the front court, Berry of Alabama out to the front court now to Perry. Perry down the middle to Andrews against Nash. He faces him and shoots right over him, short. On the rebound, Nash taps it down, and Conley picks it up. So Kentucky has another trip at that 5-point Alabama lead. Conley on the left side to Mobley, to Deacon. From the free throw line, it's good. Kentucky finally scores from that free throw line. Kentucky has only 6 field goals, but Alabama has only 6. But the Tide on free throws is leading by 3 points, 19-16. Up in the front court, Andrews to the left of the basket on Nash. Flips one into the 3-second zone. It's picked off now by Perry. Shoots good. J.W. Berry gets his 7th point. He's Alabama's top scorer. And it's 21-16 Alabama. Kentucky's been down as much as 12 points. In front court, Ishmael. Back to Mobley, right side Nash. Nash breaks to the baseline, double team. Gives it out to Deacon from 10 feet. He got it. Deacon is the hitter right now with 8 points, the leading scorer in the game. 21-18 Alabama, as Kentucky is battled within 3 points. Up over the timeline is Hickey against Mobley, 1-1. Gives to Andrews on the left side, near the corner against Nash. Here's now on a quick shot by Berry to the right, no good, but a foul on Conley, who hit him on the arms after the shot. That's the second foul on Conley, and there are 5 fouls against each team. There's 7 minutes and a second to go in the first half, and there will be 2 shots awarded to J.W. Berry.
J.W. Berry at the line shooting 2.
Berry has not missed a free throw. He owns 7 points, Alabama's top scorer. So he's ready for the first shot with a 3-point Tide lead, and it's good. Berry, the 6'4" senior, on the line for Alabama. The second of 2 coming. And the shot's no good, but Andrews rebounds and is fouled. Either Mobley or Nash. It is on Nash.
Foul is on number 44.
That's 44. Southeastern Conference officials who have been calling technical fouls right and left this year for not holding up your hands is not doing it at all tonight, not even enforcing the rule. Andrews with 2 shots for the Tide, missed it. And another one coming. Alabama's now missed 2 in a row, but they still lead 22-18. Second shot for the 6'6" junior. Andrews lays it up. Good. So 2 for 4 at the free throw line on 1 trip, and Alabama leads 23-18. Ishmael of Kentucky is in front court. Kentucky has never been able to recover since falling behind by 7-0. Harry Mobley on the point of the attack. 1-2-2, sets it up. Nash to his right, comes high outside. Mobley has to back away. Conley on the post. Gives left side to Deacon, out to Conley. Right side, Ishmael. Down the middle to Nash. Shoots out of the 3-second zone and is fouled by Hickey, we think. The officials are making no effort tonight to make them hold their hands up. They run to the bench, and they call a foul on Andrews. They go to the scorer's table now and sort of whisper it. So it's difficult to tell what they're really calling. Nash will get 2 shots. Nash has hit 2 for 3. The first shot good. Nash has been held to 1 field goal. 23-19 Kentucky at 6:35 of this first half. Nash, second shot, good. So it is Alabama, 23-20, taking possession of the ball. Up in the front court comes Charlie Perry. Swings to the left against Ishmael. Kentucky still man-to-man. It's to J.W. Berry down the left side against Conley. He gets a 15-footer away that's no good. On the rebound, Deacon of Kentucky. So the Wildcats now, down by only 3 points, have the ball. This is a big, big trip for Kentucky. Ishmael over the center line, whips to Mobley. Right side to Nash, to Conley in the post, and a hook shot. No good. Deacon taps, no good. Alabama's got it. Lost out of bounds to Alabama. Deacon in there with Perry, and the Tide gets it. So Kentucky fails to score, getting within 3 points. 6 minutes left in the first half. Up in the front court, Howland to Berry. Down the middle to Andrews on the free throw line. Back to the basket against Nash. Off to the left side, Berry. Conley stabs and misses. Outside, J.W. Berry hands it off to Howland now. Alabama's in a stall. They lead 23-20. Andrews plays the free throw line high post and takes the pass. Nobody breaks by him. He fakes Nash. The middle's open. He doesn't want it. Outside to Howland. Alabama freezing. Deacon backs away. Howland moves out front with the ball. Hands it to Hickey. They get Berry in the pivot now against Conley. He walks with it. Out of bounds, Kentucky. So for the second time, Kentucky will get the opportunity to cut this 3-point lead down. 5 minutes and 16 seconds till halftime. Kentucky has had one trip at Alabama's 3-point lead and failed. Here's Mobley over the timeline, whips to Ishmael. Left side to Deacon, out to Mobley. Mobley backs away, looks at Nash and hits him to the right. Nash watches Mobley goes through. They bat it away and take it away, and a foul on Nash as he tried to get it back. That's the second foul of the game on Nash. 7 fouls on Kentucky, and the bonus is in effect. They make Nash put his hand up, and that's the first time they've done it. That is the 13th foul of the game, and the first time they've asked them to hold their hand up. Coming out of the Alabama lineup now is Bob Andrews. He is being replaced by Gene Schumacher from Seigel, Illinois, who is 6'4", 205. Alabama surrenders 2 inches of height advantage. Berry, 2 for 3 on the Alabama line, 1+, got it. That's the first substitution of the game. J.W. Berry will have another try. Alabama now leads by 4 with 5:03 in the first half. Here at Tuscaloosa, Alabama's been on top all the way. Berry is ready and got it. Alabama 25-20. Kentucky takes possession. Ishmael over the center stripe. Left side to Deacon. Outside to Mobley. Back to Deacon. Left corner Ishmael, and he shoots. No good. On the rebound, Alabama. Out of bounds, Kentucky. As it was lost by Howland, who had the rebound knocked away. To the left of the basket, over the baseline. It's into Mobley, deep to Conley from 20 feet. No good. Mobley rebounds. Goes under the basket to Nash, who is fouled as he misses the shot. They put it against Berry. The first foul on Berry. The bonus is in effect. That could be a 2-shot foul. 4:39 in the first half. Nash will get 2.
44 got Nash at the line shooting 2.
Nash has hit 4 out of 5. The first shot, good. Cuts the Alabama lead to 4. It'll give Kentucky an opportunity to get within 3 points. They've never been closer. Nash, second shot, no good, missed it. Alabama's got it, leading 25-21. It's up to Berry in front court to Hickey against Mobley. Kentucky is man-to-man all the way tonight. Driving to the left side. Handed off to Howland. Alabama cut the Kentucky man-to-man pretty good early going, and now the man-to-man is tightened up. Here it is to the left side. Perry, jump shot, good. 10 feet to the left. Charlie Perry gets his third field goal. Alabama leads 27-21. Harry Mobley is in front court to Ishmael and back to Mobley. Backs away and gives to Ishmael in a pivot to Conley. To Nash, 20 feet to the right. Missed it. On the rebound, Deacon. A 10-foot hook. Good. Deacon is the hot shooter tonight, but they have not been feeding him very much. 27-23. Alabama leads by 4. 3:45 in the first half. Howland of the Tide. Deacon taps it. Dropped by Berry, but he picks it up. He drives on Nash to the 3-second zone and hooks. Nash blocks. Conley takes. And the Wildcats have the ball, down by 4 points. Nash brings it in front court. To the left side. Whips to Deacon. The 10-foot hook. He got it. Deacon gets another one, and Alabama wants a timeout. Their lead has been sliced to 2 points for the first time tonight. 3 minutes, 25 seconds remain here in the first half at Tuscaloosa. Alabama 27, Kentucky 25. And before we resume this last 3:25 of the first half, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
The sound of the city, CBS in Louisville, WINN.
This is Claude Sullivan back to the Alabama campus in Tuscaloosa, where the Crimson Tide leads 27-25. Deacon is carrying Kentucky offensively with 12 of those 25 points on 6 field goals. Nash is the rest of the offense pretty much with 7 of the points, 5 out of 7 free throws and a field goal. Conley has 4 points and Ishmael has 2. Mobley, a starter tonight in the place of Cron, has been blanked by Alabama. For the Tide, their top man is J.W. Berry with 10 points, 3 field goals, 4 free throws. Bob Andrews has 7 points. Charlie Perry has 6. Bob Hickey has 2. Howland and Gene Schumacher are scorers. Schumacher, the only substitute of the game so far, is a 19-year-old sophomore, 6'4", 205 from Illinois. He's their 7th scorer with 92 points, a 4.8 average. We're ready to go back to play. Adolph Rupp makes no change in the Wildcats lineup, and Alabama takes possession with just a 2-point lead for the first time. The Tide has put Kenneth Moses into the lineup at a guard. He's 6'1", 165 pounds. He's directing the attack out front now. Gives it to Schumacher in the pivot against Nash. He spins to the left and shoots. Short, no good. On the rebound, laid up, good by Howland. Bambi Howland gets his first point of the game. 29-25, Alabama. Ishmael in front court for the Wildcats, setting it up now. Needs help. Nobody comes to him, and he gives out deep to Mobley. Right side, Nash. Across the defense to Ishmael. Left side to Deacon. Back to Ishmael out front, to Conley in the pivot. He drives the middle, gets wide open, and lays it in. Conley slipped right down the middle on the zone and split it. 29-27. For the second time, Kentucky gets within 2 points. Moses in front court drives to the free throw line. Hands to Schumacher, who lays it up. Good. And a foul on Nash, maybe before the shot. Nope, they count it. That is 3 fouls on Nash. Schumacher's field goal is his first, and Alabama leads by 4. That foul could have been committed before Schumacher's shot. He's on the line for 1 shot. Sighting and shooting. No good. Rebound. No good. Tapped off on the side beautifully, and Berry almost got it. Nash clears to Conley, to Ishmael in front court. Deacon on the left. Mobley in the corner. He shoots way over the rim, no good. And a foul on Conley as he rebounds. Nash and Conley have now each committed 3 fouls. The clock stops at 2:16. Moses in the Alabama lineup is from Morristown, Tennessee. Is their 4th scorer with 191 points and 8.3 average. Howland is on the free throw line, hitting 65.2%. He's on the line for the first time, and it's 1+ against both teams. Kentucky's been able twice to get within 2 points, and now they got 2 substitutes waiting to get in. Here comes Mickey Gibson and Tommy Cron in the lineup. Tommy Cron, a sophomore from Owensboro. Mickey Gibson, a sophomore from Hazard. Conley and Nash are being taken out of the game. Nash has been held to 1 field goal tonight. And now Howland has the ball ready to go. Gibson decides to throw his chewing gum away before action gets started. Howland, 1+, shooting good. Alabama leading by 5. They called timeout with a 2-point lead and have scored 3, trying for a 4th. Good. Alabama 33, Kentucky 27. Terry Mobley is out of the guard with Ishmael. Cron, Gibson, and Deacon. A bad pass by Cron, and Alabama's got it. Schumacher in front court, down the right side to Moses. Whips under there to Schumacher, dropped it, picked it up, gives to Moses out of the right corner. Good. And Alabama storms ahead by 8 points. Ishmael up in the front court, 1:47 to go. To Deacon on the left, back to Ishmael. To Deacon on the left. In the pivot, Gibson. On the baseline, Ishmael. Back to the left, Deacon. Deep to Mobley. Right side, Cron. High one. It's Mobley got it, not looking. Gives, and Deacon has it taken away. Deacon is knocked to the floor, and Alabama gets it. 1:24 to go, and Cron stole the ball. Cron back quickly in front court for Kentucky. Breaks to the right corner. Outside to Ishmael. In a pivot to Gibson from 20, no good. Rebounding Gibson to the left side with a lot of hustle now. Out to Mobley to Ishmael from 20 feet, got it. Ishmael gets his second field goal, cuts the Alabama lead to 6. A minute to go, 35-29. Alabama may be freezing for 1 shot. Up in the front court, Moses against Mobley of Alabama. Swings to the left. Alabama's going to freeze for 1 shot. They tried to do that a moment ago, but before they got the word passed around, Tommy Cron had stolen it. Howland gives it off to the right side. Moses. Alabama's got another 38 seconds to set with it. It goes to Schumacher. He breaks to the baseline, shoots way ahead of schedule, and it's taken off by Kentucky. Deacon to Ishmael, 25 seconds left. Kentucky trails by 6. Up in the front court, Ishmael gives to Gibson a bad pass, and he walks with it. Alabama, 18 seconds to go, will get another one-shot chance. Hayden Riley off the bench, telling him one shot. Schumacher thought that one shot meant as soon as I get the ball. Moses up against Mobley, 1-1. Left side to Perry, who drives the baseline and shoots. No good, short. Ishmael rebounds, 3 seconds to go. They trap him in backcourt. Braun shoots from way back there, off the board, no good. So at the end of the first half of play, a surprisingly strong first half by Alabama. Alabama 35, Kentucky 29. The Tide ahead by 6 points. Well, we'll have some individual scoring on the first half of play for you in just a moment. Alabama has been in charge of this ball game all the way. Kentucky challenging twice when they got within 2 points. The last time at 27-25, Alabama called timeout and outscored Kentucky by 8-4, and thereby hangs this 6-point lead. Here's the individual first half scoring. J.W. Berry, their top scorer this season, is the top scorer tonight with a total of 10 points. He has 3 field goals and 4 for 5 at the free throw line. Their number 2 scorer, Charlie Perry, has been held to 6 points on 3 field goals. Bob Andrews is in the number 2 scoring position with 7 points, 2 field goals, and 3 out of 5 free throws. The other Alabama scoring, Bambi Howland, has 4, a field goal and 2 free throws. There are 2 points from Bob Hickey, the starting guard, with a pair of free throws, and 2 substitutes have scored. Kenneth Moses with a field goal, and June Schumacher with a field goal. He had 1 free throw and missed it. That is the Alabama scoring. Personal fouls, there are 2 against Howland, 2 against Andrews, 1 against Berry, 1 against Perry, 1 against Hickey. In field goals for Alabama, they have made 11, and on the free throw line, they have hit 11 and missed only 4. Schumacher, Berry missing 1 each, and Andrews missing 2. For Kentucky, their top scorer is Deacon with 12 points, and he leads both teams in scoring with 6 field goals and 12 points for Deacon. There are 7 points by Cotton Nash tonight. He's hit 5 out of 7 free throws and 1 field goal. Nash being held to just 1 field goal here in the first half. Larry Conley has 6 points with 2 field goals and 2 for 3 at the free throw line. Ishmael has 4 points with 2 field goals, and that's it for scoring. Kentucky's other guard, Mobley, has been blanked, and 2 substitutes, Tommy Cron and Mickey Gibson, have been shut out. So Kentucky has only 4 men in the scoring column, and like Alabama, Kentucky has 11 field goals. On the free throw line, Kentucky has hit 7 out of 10, and that is the difference in scoring there. Alabama has missed 4 free throws. Kentucky has missed 3. Checking the Alabama scoring again to make sure that we're correct on it. That is correct, as Alabama leads by 6 points here at halftime, 35-29. If you're joining us late, this is the scoring as Alabama broke in front 7-0, and at 16:39, Kentucky called a timeout with Alabama leading 7-0. And after falling behind by that margin, Kentucky never did catch up. They went over 4 minutes without any points. Finally, Ishmael hit to put Kentucky within 5, but Berry hit back-to-back field goals, and Andrews got a free throw on a foul by Deacon, and Alabama went ahead when he got another free throw by 12 points at 14-2. Alabama had the lead cut to 10 when Nash got his field goal at 13:48. but Nash went the last 13:48 without another field goal. Berry again hit for Alabama, and the Tide led for a second time by 12 points at 16-14. It was Deacon who came through with 2 field goals that brought Kentucky within 8 points and finally started the Wildcats to scoring after they had come about 7 minutes with virtually no offense. So that is the picture of the early going in the game, which saw Alabama twice get ahead by 12 points. We had the score 19-9 when Andrews hit. Then Perry, fouled by Nash, got 2 shots and converted only the first one. And then Kentucky's big rally occurred when they got within 2 points. The Wildcats were last within 2 points, 27-25, and again at 29-27. Larry Conley hit with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first half and pulled Kentucky within 2 points at 29-27. Kentucky lost control of those last 2:36, and Alabama has run ahead of them by 6 points here at halftime. But here in the first half, on 2 occasions, Alabama's been ahead by 12 points. Humsey's just been in contact with Gainesville, Florida again, and Georgia Tech is now trailing by 15 points with about 3 minutes of playing time to go. So Kentucky and Georgia Tech, right now running 1-2 in the Southeastern Conference, are both in trouble. Of course, as things stand at the moment, Georgia Tech is in far more trouble than is Kentucky, because with about 3 minutes to go, Georgia Tech is down by 15 points. Humsey Yesson, who has been doing officiating for many, many years in Kentucky after graduating there, has been watching this game here beside us and keeping a shot chart for us. So let's get Humsey's impression of the first half. Humsey, what do you think about it?
Well, Claude, looks like his Alabama team is down here ready to go to war, and so far the first half they've actually outplayed Kentucky in every department. Right now, they completely dominated the offensive board. They're playing a real fine zone defense, and it's a 1-2-2 zone with the point man really on the man with the ball very aggressively. And this number 53, Claude, has completely dominated this Kentucky's offensive board. They've limited Kentucky to 1 shot here, and really that has been the difference. Kentucky's inability to really hit from the outside. I'm kind of anxious to see the shooting percentages. We haven't gotten a lot of shots up there tonight, and consequently, we probably have a good shooting percentage, but we're not getting our usual number of shots. Now, Claude, offensively, they're in a stall type offense in which they're spreading Kentucky out, and Kentucky's in a man-to-man defense, and they're really playing a very intelligent ball game. Now, several times, Deacon has come up with an unusual situation in the fact that he is guarding one of these boys is playing into pivot, and Andrews at time, and this boy Berry and Perry, and it's given Deacon a situation which he hadn't had too much this year, and consequently he's having a hard time trying to compete with Andrews or this boy Perry.
Well, Humsey, moving over here to check the official statistics now, which have just been figured by the statistician. It shows Alabama to be hitting 46.2% and Kentucky hitting only 29.7%. Alabama has 1 more field goal than we had previously credited them with. They have 12, and the field goal goes to Bob Andrews, a total of 3, and give him 9 points instead of the 7 that we checked off a moment ago. Alabama is 11 for 15 at the free throw line, 73.3%, and Kentucky is 7 for 10 for 70% as we gave. Perhaps a little surprising is the fact that Kentucky has out-rebounded Alabama 25-22, but as Humsey mentioned, that's virtually all offensive rebounds. The top rebounder in the game is Andrews. As Humsey mentioned, what a great job he's been doing offensively for the Tide. He has 9. Conley and Ishmael have been Kentucky's top men, each with 6. The top scorer in the game is Deacon with 12. Berry leads Alabama with 10. The Wildcats have 2, Conley and Nash, each with 3 personal fouls. Alabama ahead 35-29 here at halftime. The last score we had at Athens was that Georgia led Vanderbilt by 11. Georgia 40-29 over Vanderbilt. And we have a report from Gainesville that Georgia Tech is trailing by 15 points with about 3 minutes to go. So Alabama and Kentucky here will be a focal point of the Southeastern Conference race tonight. Humsey, what about the statistics? Do they reveal anything to you of the tempo of this first half?
Well, it's really surprising to see that Kentucky did have 37 shots, field goal attempts, and hit 11, Claude, and gives them right around a 30% margin there in shooting percentages. Now, the rebounding is mostly, like you previously mentioned, it's defensive rebounding. Now, we're doing a good job on the defensive board, but offensively, we're getting one shot, and that's it. And they are pulling. Kentucky is being forced to go to the outside and inside. Alabama's keeping these hands up, arms outstretched, and it's very, very hard. I've noticed that we had lost the ball several times here on our passing. Our usually real crisp and sharp passing has really not been here tonight at Foster Auditorium, Claude, and we're not playing, not taking anything away from Alabama. Kentucky's not up to par tonight, and in talking with some of the coaches earlier today, they said in their shooting practice they were rather listless, didn't hit too many, and we thought it'd be just exactly opposite here tonight, where it's just kind of like a baseball player hitting at 12 o'clock and then coming out about 2 o'clock and hitting a home run. But Alabama's ready, and this second half, unless Kentucky has got to get more than just a one shot up there if they expect to win.
Humsey, do you feel that 6 points behind at halftime is not very much when the other team is hitting so much better than you are in the first half?
Really, I don't think we were within striking distance there and came down the floor and made two very costly errors, Claude, when we were within two. And actually, I thought that we could have taken maybe a 4-point lead into halftime, but just we let Alabama get a run on us right there, right before the half, where we went down 8 points there, Claude, at 35-27 with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go, when we were within 2 points right above at about 3:10 to go. So I don't think 6 points, Claude, is too much to be down in this type of game. It's always too. 1 point is too much where they're playing, but I think the tempo has to change. Now, we've got foul trouble here tonight. Nash has got 3 and Conley's got 3. And the way this thing, I think about the first 7 or 8 minutes of the second half is going to determine whether we're going to be in it or not.
Humsey, thank you very, very much. Checking here to see any other scores. Florida still 15 points ahead of Tech. No later report than about 3 minutes in that game. And Auburn is leading Tennessee by 4 points with about 5 minutes to go. So everybody's down. We'll be ready with the second half here in just a moment. Both clubs back. Alabama leading Kentucky 6 points. Detergent. That's become a household word, most often associated with cleaning around the house. But detergent and motor oil? Sure. Standard Oils RPM is the motor oil with ashless detergent that leaves no harmful ash. Keeps combustion chambers clean and moving parts free of sludge. So what does that mean to you and your motor? It means a lot. You get cleaner, smoother performance. You get thousands of extra miles without engine overhaul. You get more mileage, many more miles of trouble-free, carefree motoring. And you save on fuel, too. Smoother performance means less engine effort, so less fuel is required. You can save up to 1 gallon of gasoline in every 8 you use when you use RPM, the deposit-free motor oil. Ask for it at your nearby Standard Oil station. And for safety's sake, get a Standard Oil certified car check. The sure way to make sure you're driving a completely safe car. Well, here at Tuscaloosa, we're getting settled and geared up to go for a second half between Kentucky and Alabama. And we want to get the score here. Is that final? A final score has just come through from down at Gainesville, Florida. And here is the final. Georgia Tech has been defeated. The final score, 92-73. Florida beats Georgia Tech tonight. The final is Florida 92 and Georgia Tech 73.
Claude, the way this announcer described this thing to me was the fact that Georgia Tech completely fell apart in the last 15 minutes of that ball game, the second half down there. So here they were, 41-40 at halftime, and Florida came back and beat them 92-73. 92-73 final. Florida upsetting Georgia Tech. So it's, I think something's in there, Claude. I sure hope not.
Tennessee trailing Auburn and Vanderbilt, the other member of the Northern Division, trailing over at Athens tonight against the University of Georgia. So all four members are down right now. One has already fallen, Georgia Tech, the number 2 team.
Florida 92, Georgia Tech 73.
They're just now announcing here that Georgia Tech has fallen to Florida 92-73. Now that means if Kentucky can win this game, they win the Southeastern Conference Championship, because they could still lose to Tennessee Saturday afternoon and have enough left. But if they lose here tonight, they still could win the conference championship next week. So it's still right on the line here tonight that if Kentucky can pull this one out, they'll win the SEC championship hands down. And they play Saturday afternoon in Knoxville, 3:15 Eastern Time, on these same Standard Oil stations for the broadcast. The warning horn sounds, and the capacity crowd here at Tuscaloosa is getting ready to settle down for a fine second half. Larry Conley, who was lifted lead in the halftime, along with Cotton Nash, are both coming back into the Kentucky lineup. That means apparently that Cron and Gibson, the substitutes, will be lifted. Alabama has not yet shown us their return lineup, but Bob Hickey will be in there. He started at guard and then was replaced. Back with Hickey are Bob Andrews, the center, along with Bandy Howland, J.W. Berry, and Charlie Perry. For Kentucky, we'll have Mobley and Ishmael at the guards. We'll have Deacon and Conley the forwards, Nash and the pivot. Andrews at 6'6" is 1 inch taller than Nash. Kentucky's offensive basket is at our left. Here's the toss to tap. Second half underway to Ishmael of Kentucky, who goes into backcourt with it to hold possession, then moves over the timeline with a pass to Mobley. Alabama leads by 35-29. Kentucky is spread out, cleared the middle. It's to Nash on the right, to Mobley, who goes to the baseline, or rather to Conley, who goes to the baseline. Gives it outside to Ishmael from 15 feet. The shot's no good. Clearing is Deacon. Back to Ishmael from the left corner. Shooting again, no good. Nash taps it out. Conley goes up into the crowd. Still can't save it. Apologizing to the gentleman that he went up on top of, and Alabama takes the ball. So Ishmael had 2 shots and missed them both, and the Tide tries to build that 35-29 lead bigger. Up in the front court is Hickey now for the Tide. Looks to the middle. Mobley against him. Kentucky may be in that point defense, but let's see. It looks 1-3-1 at the moment. Nope, they're man-to-man. Here's Hickey out front with the ball. Alabama a bit confused offensively at the moment. They're going to try to shuffle with him now, and here's the pass coming down to Berry in the 3-second zone. Deacon slips it away from him, double teaming from the front. Here it is over to Ishmael, to Mobley in front court. Back to Ishmael, to the left side. Conley fakes to the corner. Outside to Ishmael, back to the left. Deacon, they give him a 20-footer, and it's there. Deacon, the game's leading scorer, has 14, and Kentucky's within 4, 35-31. In front court for Alabama comes Charlie Perry. He gives it over to Hickey. Hickey against Mobley. Back to the right side, Perry. Down it goes to Berry on the right, over Nash, a 10-footer, no good. Mobley, rebound, they take it away from him, and Andrews lays it in. The 11th point for Andrews, who becomes Alabama's top scorer, and Alabama leads by 6 points, 37-31. Mobley in front court, gives it to Nash on the right. The long 25-footer, way over the rim, no good. Andrews got it for Alabama without even jumping. Over to Hickey, up in the front court for the Tide. Down the left side to Berry. Conley backs away, then moves in on him. Berry looks and finds Bandy Howland out front. Down the right side, it comes to Perry against Nash. Perry looking right at the basket now. Gives it back outside to Hickey. Left side to Howland. Now it comes deep to Berry. Right side, Hickey. On the free throw line, Howland against Nash. Takes a 15-footer. Good. Howland, 6 point, and the Tide leads by 8. 39-31. Mobley is up in the front court. Right side to Ishmael, back to Mobley. Left side to Deacon. Deacon outside to Ishmael. Back to Deacon, back to Ishmael. Off the right. Mobley, 30-footer, good. Mobley gets his first point of the game. 39-33, Alabama still leading by 6 and now with possession. Berry up in front court, has a man on the floor, moves in and shoots good. 10 feet straight away. J.W. Berry with 12 points becomes Alabama's leader. 41-33 for the Tide. The team's fighting away on even terms. Conley from 10 feet. Good with a jump shot. Conley's 8-point. 41-35 as Kentucky holds within 6 points. Both teams hitting well. Up in the front court is Hickey of Alabama. 1-1 against Mobley on a man-to-man defense. To Andrews in the pivot on the right to Howland. Shoots over Deacon. Short, wide open, laid in. Good on the rebound. Berry. Berry's 14th point. 43-35, Alabama. Ishmael unopposed, moving up backcourt. Alabama has the defense pulled back to within 15 feet of the basket. To the left, Deacon. Out front, Mobley. Right side, Nash to Conley in the pivot. He fakes and is fouled. Conley, jumping to shoot, is fouled by Andrews of Alabama. Andrews gets his third foul. He's the first Alabama player with 3. Larry Conley gets 2 shots. Conley has hit 2 out of 3, has 8 Kentucky points. 16-26 here in the first half. Conley is ready now for his first shot. Got it. Conley with a chance to move Kentucky within its 6-point range of Alabama again. Lets it up. Good. Bouncing on the front side of the rim. Conley has 10, and it's 43-37. The team's hitting away on even terms now. A very fast second half pace being set by both Kentucky and Alabama here in Tuscaloosa. Andrews hooks no good over Nash. Conley rebounds for Kentucky. Drives up quickly in front court. Caught from the blind side. They take it away from him. Andrews almost crying for the ball for Alabama, but they give it to the left side, and a charging foul against... No, blocking against Conley has been called, and that is 4 fouls on Conley. Larry Conley made a very critical mistake then as he let Alabama slip a man in behind him as he moved in front court with the ball. 4 minutes gone here in the second half, and Berry of Alabama will get 1. He's hit 4 out of 5. He's their big scorer with 14, averaging 14-1 for the season. And Berry got it, 44-37 Alabama. So Kentucky loses its chance to cut into that 6-point lead, and they fall back by 7 now. Up in the front court is Ishmael. Left side, Deacon. Back to Ishmael. Over to Mobley. 25-foot set shot. Good. Mobley strikes again from the outside. His second field goal of the game, and it's 44-39. Alabama leads by 5. The closest Kentucky has been this half. Berry on the left side for the Tide, hawked by Conley, who's playing with the pressure of 4 fouls. Nobody else for either team with 4 personals. Howland juggling the ball outside now, waits for Deacon to take a defensive position. Kentucky has been man-to-man all the way. Alabama has been zone all the way defensively. Here is Perry, down the middle to Berry against Ishmael and back outside to Charlie Perry. Looks to Howland coming through the pivot. Alabama going to a much more deliberate offense this second half. Perry takes it back out front against Nash. Alabama is 1-3-1 offensively, which makes Kentucky's defense look like the 1-3-1 zone. Andrews takes Deacon under the basket and gets a gimme trip shot. Andrews lost Deacon then, and it's 46-39 Alabama. Ishmael in front court. Nash on the right, breaks to the baseline. A foul on Alabama. Howland draws his third foul. 2 fouls this half on the Tide. Andrews and Howland each with 3. Nash will get 1.
Third personal foul, second team foul.
Nash has been held to 1 field goal tonight. He has hit 5 out of 7 free throws. Nash has it, and his 1-shot free throw is good. Alabama 46, Kentucky 40. That's the halftime margin, which was 35-29. Charlie Perry of Alabama against Ishmael over the center line. Moves to the right, swings back to the left, and stays deep with the ball. Needs help. It comes. Howland up the near right side. 1-1 on Deacon. To Berry in the pivot. A fall away on Nash is short to the left. No good. Mobley rebounds for Kentucky. So the Wildcats down by 6 have another chance to get into it. Here's Ishmael in front court setting it up. Over to the right, Mobley back to Ishmael. He moves in on the Alabama zone, gives to Conley. Deacon from the left corner, good. Deacon from the left corner gets his 8th field goal of the game, 46-42, the closest Kentucky has been this second half. Alabama went ahead 7-0 to start the game, and Kentucky has never caught up. They've been twice within 2 points late in the first half. Here's J.W. Berry down the left side for Alabama with a pass that's wide to Hickey, who drives on Mobley, charging by Hickey of Alabama. That's the second foul on Hickey, and the 4th foul of the half. Check us the 3rd foul of the half on the Tide. 13:52 to play. Alabama leads by 4 points as Kentucky takes possession under the Alabama basket. Ishmael to Terry Mobley, and over the timeline. Moving down, Mobley from 25 feet, got it! Mobley hits from the outside, and Kentucky is within 2 points for the first time this half. 46-44, Alabama. Up in the front court, Perry. Bounce pass on the left to Berry. J.W. Berry against Conley, moves back out front with the ball, 30 feet straight away. Down the right to Charlie Perry, a weave on Ishmael, a bounce pass to Andrews, and a pivot on Mobley. The shot is good, and Mobley fouled him. Mobley's second foul. The goal is good.
Foul is on number 25.
Andrews now has 15 for Alabama and will try for a 3-point trip. Alabama now leading 48-44. 6'6" Bob Andrews getting ready to shoot. And here it is. Good. He was in that 3-second zone mighty fast. Alabama leads by 5, 49-44 as they get a 3-point trip. In front court is Ishmael. Left side to Conley, to Deacon, and back to Conley. Out front to Ishmael on the right side, Mobley. Back to Ishmael. Left side, Deacon, out to Mobley. Mobley moves to the right, back to the left to Deacon in the corner, Ishmael. He takes the shot, and it's good. Kentucky beginning to hit well from the corners now. Has moved to within 3 points, 49-46. J.W. Berry on the left side for the Tide against Conley. Gives deep to Howland. Down the right side to Perry against Ishmael. Outside, Hickey. Left side, Howland. Howland looking from the left side. Gives deep now to Berry. Down the right side to Hickey. Hickey wide against Mobley. Gives deep to Charlie Perry. Down the left side to Andrews. Fakes Deacon. Drives by him. But the foul by Deacon committed out in his court to nullify a crip shot. Deacon now has 3 fouls, and Kentucky has 3 fouls this second half. 1 shot will be awarded to Bob Andrews. Florida beat Georgia Tech tonight. Andrews of Alabama, 1 shot. Good. Alabama leads 50-46. Florida beat Georgia Tech 92-73 tonight. Tennessee trailing Auburn, and Vandy is trailing Georgia. Here's Mobley in front court for Kentucky. In the left corner to Ishmael. Out to Deacon. Back to Ishmael in the left corner. Back to Deacon on the side. Out front, Mobley. Threatens to shoot. Moves to the right and hits Conley, who moves up the side. Out front, Deacon. 25 feet straight away. Down the right side to Mobley. He threatens to shoot. Gives to Deacon to Nash in the pivot. The hook. No good. Conley tapped and just missed it. Alabama's got it. Howland clears. 12 minutes to go. Alabama leads by 4. Down the side it goes to Berry against Conley. Kentucky just missing a tip by Conley to get within 2 points. Here it is into the pivot to Berry, and a hook is good. Berry's 7th point of the half, and it's 52-46 Alabama as they get back their halftime lead. Mobley in front court to Nash, gets it back. Fakes back to Nash. From 25 feet, Nash misses. Deacon tries, but Howland of Alabama rebounds. And the Tide takes possession. Alabama leading by 6 points. In front court to Hickey. 11:15 to go. Hickey holding it out of play. Now deep to Perry. Perry down the left side to Howland. Howland, a bounce pass. Hickey against Nash, gives it back to the left side, Howland. Out front to Berry. Down the right to Perry. Got away from Ishmael and laid it in. Alabama getting big trip shots on Kentucky to go ahead by 8 points, 54-46. And the crowd getting back into the ball game now. Here is Deacon. Out front to Ishmael, back to Deacon. Out deep to Mobley. Can Kentucky keep hitting from the outside and stay with Alabama, who's hitting trip shots? Ishmael from the left corner got it. Ishmael's second field goal of the half cuts the Alabama lead to 6, 54-48. And timeout, Alabama. Alabama's third timeout with 10:27 to go and a 6-point lead. The Standard Oil Company of Kentucky, which serves the states of Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Mississippi, and its dealers, have enjoyed and earned a good reputation in Kentucky and the South. This reputation is based upon a name known for honest value, fair dealing, and dependable products. Standard Oil recognizes that the confidence of the public in its products and its services impose a great responsibility upon the people who make up Standard Oil. It is a responsibility which was sought, secured, and fulfilled. It is a responsibility which Standard Oil will continue to earn and to fulfill in the future. Standard Oil, where they take better care of your car. Now, before we resume play here at Tuscaloosa, 10:27 in the ball game, and Alabama leading 54-48, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
Total Radio for Kentuckiana, WINN Louisville.
This is Claude Sullivan back in Tuscaloosa, where Alabama leads Kentucky 54-48. And a reminder that Saturday afternoon we're in Knoxville to broadcast Kentucky-Tennessee at 3:15 Eastern Time. The ball belongs to Alabama down in backcourt. They lead by 6 as they did at halftime. Kentucky has been within 2 points in each half, but never has been able to catch up since falling behind as much as 12 points. Alabama attacks against Nash. Andrews misses. Deacon gets the rebound. Up to Conley. To Ishmael. Over the timeline. Kentucky down by 6 now. Here's Conley to Mobley from 25. He got it. Mobley gets his 4th field goal from the outside this half. And as we move into the last 10 minutes of the ball game, Alabama is leading by 54-50. Alabama by 4. Up in the front court, Hickey to the left side to Berry. Watches Perry go through the middle on Ishmael. Alabama working for nothing but trip shots now with a 4-point lead, 9 minutes, 40 seconds left. Howland down the right side to Hickey. They break Berry through the middle. A pass to Andrews on the free throw line against Nash. Knocked in the air by Mobley. He can't get it. Back to Hickey, right side, and shooting from the corner. Berry missed it. Wide open, Hickey lays in a rebound. Hickey, unopposed, got his first rebound of the game. And Alabama's back by 6. 56-50. There's another example of Kentucky having to hit from the outside to match Alabama free trip shots. Here's a foul on Alabama as Nash drives for the basket. It is against Andrews, we think. Nope. Charlie Perry, his second foul. That's 4 this half on Alabama. Nash goes to the line. 9:12 to go. Alabama 56-50. Alabama and Kentucky scoring on equal terms the second half, after Alabama led by 6 at halftime and twice by 12 during the first half. Cotton Nash on Kentucky's free throw line now. Nash has been held to 1 field goal tonight and only 8 points. His free throw, good. Nash connects and cuts the Alabama lead to 5, but the Tide gets the ball. 56-51, 9:09 to play. Charlie Berry in front court, a high pass, nobody can get to it. Conley saves to Deacon. Back to Conley to Nash, and Kentucky saves the ball. Up in the front court, Nash. Over to Conley. Here's a big trip now for Kentucky. It's over to Deacon. Left side, Mobley. To Deacon, back to Mobley. Mobley moves to the right. Threatens to shoot, gives to Ishmael. Back to Mobley. From 30 feet, he missed it. Off the rim, Conley rebounds to the baseline right side. Outside pass, Ishmael. From 15 feet, he missed it. Nash taps the rebound out. On the floor, a jump ball is called. 8.5 minutes to go. Alabama 56-51 on Kentucky. Kentucky trying desperately to score now. Hickey lined up at the wrong basket. Mobley moves in with a half-inch height advantage for Kentucky on the Kentucky free throw line. The tap by Hickey, though, goes over on the side to Berry. So Alabama keeps Kentucky from scoring and gets back with a 5-point lead. Setting it up is Berry. To the right side to Hickey. Kentucky still man-to-man as they have been the entire game. It's out deep now to Howland. On the left side to Berry. Conley stabbing for the ball. It's deep to Perry now. To the right side, Howland. Against Deacon. Outside to Hickey. Left side, Perry. Alabama setting on a 5-point lead. Bambi Howland on the free throw line against Deacon. Spins off to the right side. Gives to Andrews. Outside to Perry rather. Perry down the right side to Howland. 7:40 left. Alabama sitting on it. Howland swings back out front now. Left side. Ishmael tries to cut it off and fails. Perry shoots and misses. On the rebound, Mobley out on the free throw line goes 1-1. To the free throw line, turns and comes out. Shoots from 20 and misses. Ishmael with a Kentucky rebound to Deacon on the free throw line to Mobley from 20 feet, good. Mobley hitting well, his fifth field goal all this half. And Kentucky is within 3 points, 56-53. Just over 7 minutes to go. Charlie Perry in front court for Alabama. To Berry down the left side against Conley. Berry moves to the top of the slot. Faces Conley. Gives to Andrews against Mobley. A charging foul by Andrews of Alabama. That is the fourth foul on Andrews. Gives Kentucky the ball. That's 5 on Alabama this half. And Kentucky gets a critical situation coming up now. At 6:54, they've got the ball trailing by 3 points. And here is their big chance. They've never been as close as 1 point. Mobley is in front court. Gives it to Ishmael to the left. Down the side, Deacon fakes, moves out. Here's the shot. Good. As Deacon gets his third field goal of the half. For the first time in the game, Kentucky's within 1 point. 56-55. There are 6.5 minutes to go. In front court for Alabama is Hickey. Working to the left and down the side to Howland against Deacon. Howland back out front to Berry. Back to the left, Howland. He watches Hickey go through the free throw line and gives deep now out front to Berry. Berry against Conley down the right to Perry. Watches Howland go under the basket. Gives on the free throw line to Andrews. 1-1 against Nash. Lobs back out front to Hickey. Berry on the left side gives deep to Howland. Over to Hickey to the right side. 6 minutes to go. Alabama leads by 1. Outside, Charlie Perry missed it. On the rebound, Hickey of Alabama. The Tide gets it back. Here's Perry. They give him a 15-footer. He doesn't want it over on the side. Berry shoots no good. Rims out of there in a fight for the ball. It's out of bounds to Kentucky. No way. They get it back in play, and Nash has got it for Kentucky now. Up in front court is Nash. Kentucky can go ahead. Nash moves to the right from 10 feet. He missed it. Cotton Nash had a wide-open 10-foot shot and missed it. A chance to give Kentucky the lead. 5:25 to go. Boy, that one could have been it. Kentucky still trails by 1. Nash has only 1 field goal tonight. Andrews takes him to the Howland takes him to the baseline, gives to Andrews now from 10 feet. A hook, good. And a foul on Deacon of Kentucky. That is 4 fouls on Ted Deacon. And the field goal is good. That's 4 on Kentucky, does half. Alabama wants a timeout. They are awarding the goal to Bob Andrews, his 4th field goal, and he now has 19 points, the top scorer in the ball game. And Alabama, with 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go, leads by 58-55. Well, Deacon at 6:40 hit a shot that put Kentucky within 1 point, 56-55. Then with a little less than 6 minutes to go, Nash got a blind save by Alabama, moved up in the front court. Alabama collapsed the defense right under the basket. They gave him a wide open 10-foot jump shot, and Nash, who has hit only 1 shot tonight, did not connect. As a matter of fact, Cotton Nash got a field goal in the very early going at 13:48, and he hasn't scored one since. Alabama has completely throttled Nash tonight. He has only 9 points. We'll be back with you Saturday afternoon at 3:15 Eastern Time when Kentucky plays Tennessee at Knoxville. Tonight, in the other SEC games, Florida defeated Georgia Tech by 92-73. Auburn is leading Tennessee and Georgia is leading Vanderbilt. But Georgia Tech has been defeated tonight, their 4th defeat of the season. Now we're ready to resume action here at Alabama. The shooter will be Andrews. He's trying to complete a 3-point trip. Alabama leads by 3. And the shot. Good. So Alabama goes ahead by 4 points, 59-55. Kentucky has shown tremendous courage tonight, down all the way. Can they pull this one out? Ishmael up in the front court, gives to Deacon to the left side. There's no change in the Kentucky lineup. Out to Mobley, back to Deacon, to Ishmael in the left corner. Back up the side to Deacon, out to Mobley, right side Conley. He takes the shot, no good. On the rebound, Ishmael got it. Beautiful tap in by Ishmael for his 10th point and cuts the Alabama lead in half. 59-57, 4:45 to go. Alabama has only one timeout left, incidentally. Down the left side to Berry, who breaks to the corner on Conley, gets open and lays it up. No good. Taps it up, no good. Mobley rebounds for Kentucky. And the Wildcats have a chance to catch up now. Mobley is in front court. Works to the right, then backs away and hits Larry Conley. In the pivot to Nash. They take it away from him, but fouling. No, wait a minute. Nash is called for pushing. That is the 4th foul on Nash. Alabama gets the ball. Alabama has put no one out of bounds to put it in play. There will be no free throws. 4 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Nash called for an offensive foul for the 2nd time. Kentucky has failed to score when they had the tie-up chance. How long can they hang there at this point? Here's Hickey driving on Mobley to the top of the slot and giving to Howland and taking it back. Hickey out front now gives to Perry. Perry looks to the left and gives to Berry. Alabama leads by 2, just over 4 minutes to play. Out it goes to Hickey. To the left side, Howland. Outside, Berry. Down the right, Hickey. Out deep, Perry. To the left side, Berry. Wide with 3:50 to go. Down the right side to Charlie Perry of Alabama now. Outside to Hickey. Alabama setting for the crip shot. Back to Howland. Out front to J.W. Berry, most of the free throw line. Gives it back to Hickey. Alabama leads by 2, 3:35 to go. Alabama going to take it down to the last good shot. Here it goes over now to Berry. He has Nash drawn way out defensively. Over to Howland. Down the right to Hickey. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Alabama cautiously working now for the good shot. It's over to Charlie Perry. Deep on Deacon, straight away 30 feet. Perry can't get things set up the way he wants them. They wondered about the 5-second rule then. Finally, he gives it over to Hickey. Against Mobley. He breaks to the left. Mobley taps it away, but Hickey recovers. Over it goes now to Howland. 2:57 left. Alabama freezing, apparently. Over to the left side. J.W. Berry. Berry tom-tomming the ball in center court jump circle against Nash. Moves to the left. 2:43 left. Down the side to Howland and back to Berry. Berry moves to the right. Gives it over to Perry. Nash and Deacon and Conley all have 4 fouls against them. Here it is to the right, Perry. Outside Howland. 2:27. And the clock moving with Alabama freezing a 2-point lead. Kentucky has never been able to tie the game. A foul on Nash of Kentucky. A holding foul on Nash, and he fouls out at 2:21. Leaves the game with perhaps his worst performance of the season. 1 field goal, 7 out of 9 free throws, and 9 points. Tommy Cron will replace Nash. He played but didn't score the first half. This has been a long night for Nash. He had an open 10-foot jump shot to put Kentucky ahead, and he was called for offensive charging when Kentucky went down with a deficit of only 2 points. 1 shot goes to J.W. Berry of Alabama. He hadn't missed one this half. Missed only 1 for the game. And the shot. No good. Deacon hustles to get the rebound, but they take it away from him. And Alabama, leading by 2, has got it back. Deacon had that rebound. 2:12 left. Out deep to Hickey now. It goes over to Howland. Alabama freezing the ball. Out to Charlie Perry. Against Ishmael. He works to the left. Mobley tries and fails to cut it away from Bob Hickey. Over to Berry against Conley, who tries and fails. It's over to Howland. Conley and Deacon have 4 fouls against them. Alabama freezing, 1:42 to go. They lead Kentucky by 2 points. Conley tries to bat it loose. Doesn't do it. Outside it goes to Berry. It goes to the left side. Hickey, Alabama spreading it out now, freezing. 1.5 minutes to go. Conley is charged into by Hickey. No whistle. Down to the right. Alabama obviously freezing now. High outside pass. Goes to Hickey, knocked down by Conley. But he can't get to it as Hickey recovers. To Berry. Deep. A foul on Conley, and he's out of the game. 1:10 as Conley fouls out. And a deliberate foul is called. Conley called for committing a deliberate foul will bring Sam Harper into the game for Kentucky. 20-year-old junior from Clinton. He's 6'3", 176. Alabama 59, Kentucky 57. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Into the ball game now is Sam Harper. Replacing Conley, Deacon plays with 4 fouls. The big man here is Bob Andrews of Alabama for 2 shots on a deliberate foul. The shot, good. Alabama by 3. Here's a big one. Andrews ready, and the shot, good. Alabama 61-57. Kentucky attacking now in front court. They've got to score. Mobley to Cron on the fast break jump shot. It is good as Tommy Cron scores on the break. Now let's see what happens to Alabama. They've got the ball with a 2-point lead. Up in the front court, 53 seconds to go. Cron hits the floor in a collision with Howland, but the pass is out to Hickey. Over it goes to Howland, and a foul on Harper of Kentucky. They do not rule this deliberate. Harper's first foul. That is 6 this half on Kentucky. Check is 7. The bonus is in effect. Bambi Howland is on the line. He hadn't missed a free throw with 1 plus. 46 seconds to go. And the shot no good. On the rebound, Mobley of Kentucky. And Kentucky down by 2 has got the ball with 42 seconds to go. Cron gets a timeout. That's only the second timeout of the game by Kentucky. There are 39 seconds left. Alabama 61, Kentucky 59. So we build up now to these last 39 seconds of play. Alabama holds a 2-point lead, and Tommy Cron, getting a timeout at midcourt, will put Kentucky in possession there when we resume. Kentucky plays Tennessee Saturday afternoon in Knoxville. The broadcast on these same Standard Oil stations at 3:15 Eastern Time. Kentucky has been as close as 1 point. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Deacon hit to make it 56-55. Nash missed a 10-foot jump shot, and coming back, it was Alabama that was able to go ahead at 5-12 by 3 points. So that stretch right there has been the only time Kentucky has been able to get as close as 1 point. Alabama broke on top tonight by 7-0. Kentucky has never caught up. The Crimson Tide has been as far ahead as 12 points on 2 occasions. Now let's see how it comes out. If you've got a chair, you might walk around it because Kentucky's got to have this one. Terry Mobley has to step in to let one of the vendors get behind him between the scores table at the dividing line. Tommy Cron is in back court. The middle is wide open. Deacon is on the left. Ishmael and Harper are to the right to pass to Cron. Here we go. It's Ishmael in front court to Cron. Back over to Mobley from 25 feet. He missed it. Out of bounds. They give it to Alabama. Alabama's got the ball. 31 seconds to go. In backcourt, Highland throws a high one that's pulled down picked up in the front court. Berry gives over into the left corner. 21 seconds to go. Deacon knocks it down, but he can't get to it. Picked up. Andrews lays it in good. Alabama leads by 4 points. 10 seconds to go. Deacon in front court gives it to Ishmael. He shoots from 20. No good. Alabama's got the ball. A foul on Deacon. Deacon has fouled out of the game, we believe. Only 3 seconds remain. They've got Hayden Riley on their shoulders now down at the Alabama bench. And this thing could get out of hand. Alabama has Kentucky down by 63 to 59. Bambi Howland will be on the line, 1+. Alabama figures it's all over. The officials lost complete control of the game. They just now are getting word that Deacon should have been out of the game. So we'll have a further delay. The official score has been telling them for about a minute that that's 5 on Deacon, but they never looked at the table. We wonder why that time Alabama did not give Kentucky the field goal with a 4-point lead and take the ball comfortably. Mickey Gibson comes in. Georgia Tech has already fallen tonight to Florida. So even a loss by Kentucky tonight will leave them on top of the league. Howland has the ball and is ready to go. It's 1+. And the shot, good. Alabama by 5, only 3 seconds left. Howland with a bonus shot. It's good. Alabama 65 to 59. The ball thrown by Cron into the crowd, and it's all over. Alabama upsets Kentucky, and Bedlam breaks loose in Tuscaloosa. The final is 65 to 59 in favor of Alabama as they beat Tennessee Saturday and Kentucky here on Monday. Kentucky has fallen for the first time after 10 in a row. We'll have your individual scoring in a moment. But nothing can be more annoying than a flat tire, especially in an out-of-the-way place. So that's reason enough for making sure your tires are in good condition. But what is more important, the safety factor, well, slick, worn tires are a hazard on any road, under any road conditions. Play it safe. Get a safety tire check at your Standard Oil dealer. If new tires are needed, you're at the right place. Your Standard man has the best tire bargain in town. Atlas, the tire with built-in safety. Atlas tires are designed to hold the road so firmly, and they stop fast on wet pavement. You'll drive with more confidence because you'll be driving on the tires that your Standard Oil dealer sells with confidence. Because Atlas tires are nationally known for safety, long life, and economy. Atlas tires sold, serviced, and guaranteed by Standard Oil, where they take better care of your car. Here is the individual scoring on tonight's ball game. The big man, Bob Andrews of Alabama, with 15 points this half and 24 for the game. He had 8 field goals, and on the free throw line, 8 out of 10. 24 points tonight by Bob Andrews, who was unstoppable by the Kentucky Wildcats. J.W. Berry backed him up quite well with 17 points. He had 6 field goals, and at the free throw line, 5 out of 7. The other scoring for Alabama, Charlie Perry had 8 points on 4 field goals. Bob Hickey had 4 points, a field goal, 2 free throws, and 8 points by Bambi Howland, a field goal in each half, and 4 out of 5 free throws. Alabama substitutes got 4 points. Kenneth Moses, a field goal, and Gene Schumacher, a first-half field goal for 2 points. That was the sum total of scoring for Alabama. Well, the breaking point came late. Kentucky had its golden opportunity, but could not cash in those last minutes of play. Perhaps the turning point was after Deacon had narrowed it to 1 at 6:40. Kentucky got the ball, got its go-ahead chance, Nash got a perfect shot, 10 feet right out in front of the basket, and missed it. And that may be the biggest single factor in the game. Nash and his inability to score. Nash tonight got one field goal and did not score again. Nash, with 13-something to go, went the last 33 minutes. He went almost 34 minutes without a single field goal. Almost 34 minutes tonight, and Nash didn't get a field goal. And yet Kentucky loses by just 6 points. Nash had a field goal and on the free throw line, 7 out of 9. The big man the second half was Mobley of Kentucky with 10 points on 5 field goals. The one that could have tied was no good. Larry Conley was held to 10 points tonight, 3 field goals and 4 out of 5 free throws. Deacon held to 18 points. He had 9 field goals, never did get to the free throw line. Tommy Cron got 2 points on a late field goal, and Charles Ishmael got to double figures with 10 points on 5 field goals. Mickey Gibson was in the game. Sam Harper played, but neither was able to score. Both teams scored an equal number of points in the second half after Alabama got ahead by 35-29 at halftime, twice led by 12. Humsey, what about it?
Claude, as late as it was 49 seconds to go, and Alabama leading 61-59. What's the boy's name? Howland, with 30, had a 1-and-1 situation in which he missed that shot, and Kentucky rebounded, and with 39 seconds called timeout, and their strategy was to go to Terry Mobley on about a 15-foot jump shot. Terry looked like he hurt his shot a little bit, didn't look like he was in quite good enough control, let it fly. There was a mix-up under the basket, a real close rebounding situation in which the officials awarded the ball, I'm sure rightly so. We weren't in position to call it to Alabama, and right there, with 14 seconds left to go, Kentucky had the opportunity probably to come back and maybe tie the game up and send it into overtime. But from there on out, it was virtually over, Claude.
Thank you, Humsey. Humsey has been keeping a shot chart and statistics for us here tonight in Tuscaloosa, where Alabama has upset Kentucky 65-59 and gives them a 5-game win streak. It ends Kentucky's 10-game win streak and leaves Alabama 7-6 in the conference. And for the season, Alabama now is 14-11. For Kentucky in the conference, they still lead. Georgia Tech losing tonight to Florida. Kentucky now is 10-3. And for the season, Kentucky has 20 victories and 3 defeats with 1 game to go in the conference, and they'll end the season 1 week from tonight against St. Louis at Lexington. But before then, be sure to listen in Saturday afternoon at 3:15 Eastern Time when U of K takes on Tennessee in Knoxville. Brought to you on the Standard Oil Kentucky Network by Standard Oil Company and Standard Oil dealers throughout Kentucky. Here's a lifeline for safe winter driving. Keep windshields and windows clean of slush and ice. Remember, you have to see danger to avoid it. Here in the Southeastern Conference now, Kentucky still leads with 3 losses. Georgia Tech is still second with 4 losses as Florida defeated Georgia Tech tonight 92-73. So it means that if Tennessee can win, and they are trailing Auburn at last report nearing halftime, it means that Tennessee, if they lose tonight, would be out of the conference race, leaving it only to Kentucky and Georgia Tech. This is Claude Sullivan from Foster Auditorium on the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, wishing you good night for your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer. Your final score again is Kentucky 59, Alabama 65. This broadcast originated for the Standard Oil Sports Network by Louisville station WINN, Mel Scarsdale, Technical Director. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
CBS in Louisville, 1240 WINN.